Hey there and welcome. I'm Josh, and this is going to be the start of a new creative building series I'm going to do where we are going to try and on this island behind me here, going to try and transform this to a lovely fishing village. So for this episode, we're just going to plan it out, probably adjust the island to make it fit more with how you want. Look, your island, they're never going to be perfect, these islands in Minecraft. That's how world gen works. I'd use some with a bit more beach, so I'll probably just extend the beach out behind me here. But you can't always get the perfect time, but you can adjust it. We have, however, got a lovely sparse jungle here as well, which is great for a tropical beach. I think we're gonna go for a bit of a tropical fishing village. So now let's get planning. I'm gonna be using some wool. I probably just need these four colours. I'm gonna use red for all of the paths. Gonna use blue for the main bits of structures and yellow for adding different shape structures. So I use that to show you how to make some nice shapes for your houses. And then green just could be anything else. So maybe you want a random something in the middle of the path, or if you want, say, some kind of pier, 'cause this is a beach, we're gonna do all that in green. So I think we can use these colours. No, I think we start on this section of beach here, and we're gonna work our way along. So we're this is a house in the corner. So for this, I'm literally just going to make a square for now. Then step back, look at it, and think about that, and then this we can maybe have some kind of balcony or overhang that comes out this way, which could be nice for a tropical beach. We're gonna want little entry to the door, literally yellow, maybe a little bit further. No, that's gonna be too far. Can bring it up there. We're going to consider we want to look interesting from all angles. We could have another bit outside here to give it something from all sides. So that might be the first build we do. Now we're going to plan, we're going to pass goes along with beach here. So we probably want to go in a little bit so we can have some stuff on beachfront. This beach. Gotta try and visualize how it's gonna look. So we're gonna have another building here. This one might make a bit longer now. This generally gonna be the process I'm gonna do for building houses. I'll show you one more thing, the details I might add to this one. I might pull this up quite far. Then we can have another side here. This and then there might also be a little on the side. So I generally just go around. We could go and do this for maybe the whole island, maybe just most of it. And so let me just go ahead and do that. Now, I've gone ahead and planned out the roads for this, or, well, there might be roads, but they're more just paths. So we've got sort of a long, narrow stretch. We've got a main path that just goes along here, connected. We've got a few side ones that branch out. The idea with this, that I might build up the terrain and make it a bit more rocky and maybe more dense jungle, so that's sort of less accessible, and then the people have generally settled along this front coast, a few houses around the back. I might want to, you know, bring up the terrain a little bit to give us more space to work with, but I think this is generally how the path's going to look. If we look at it from above, it kind of mimics the shape of the land, which is, if you wanted to plan a village build on an island, that's generally how you'd want to go about doing it. Now I go think about the here could perhaps be sort of one area, and there's a narrow bit in the middle that might just be connected up. There might be another area here, so this might be, say, the market area, and this is a slightly more remote area connected by a narrow bit of land or something like that. Now, at some point, I'm also going to change the shape of the land slightly just to make it a bit nicer. We've also got very little change in elevation, so going to work on that. But first, I'm going to plan out some buildings and maybe also some of these other structures. So let's do that. Now, I think I've finished planning all of this. Obviously, it's like quite a lot, but you know, the whole village, we're gonna work in this, so it's gonna be work, obviously, but some of these here, I think are like tiny little beach huts. They're not really quick. This is probably just a market store because it's sort of maybe the more beach market area. This green one here, green colour is for other, I think it's some kind of pier, like it's a pier, what you call it? I don't know, the wooden stuff that sticks out there, like could be like some kind of fisherman's house. And also it's worth considering none of this is like set in stone or anything, so it can change as and when I build it. So generic ideas. There are a few. To this one I sort of envisioned that like a town hall kind of thing. And then there's a couple of like the green ones I section off as like maybe a farming areas and a little bit there that's kind of inspired by sugar cane. Finished some stuff I did, I've not exactly worked out what that's actually gonna look like, but we're gonna try it. This green thing here was kind of the crossover, so it could be some kind of monument, fountain, green area. Not entirely sure what's going to go there, but something could go there. Then this bit here, I think maybe a bridge around here, and then another bit of sort of farming area. Maybe that was inspired by the beautiful little cow here. And yeah, the cow's pretty nice. So thinking there's some water here, a few plants. Now that we've got this whole area planned out, next we need to do is a little bit more terrain. I think I'm just gonna make this area here a more really slightly rocky area. I was considering maybe making this like the water connects through there and then there's a bridge, but we might work on that when we get around to this area. I think like the more specific bits I'm gonna do nearer the time when I get there, but I think we're just gonna work on this area here and just make it a bit more raised. So we're making more that it first gonna get rid of the trees, so get rid of this one. Now we've removed the trees, so I'm going to use a welded brush. which I might make a tutorial on later for how to use world edit. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that. We're gonna work on the terrain. So we're gonna do //br S for sphere. We're gonna go for stone because I'm gonna make it rocky. I might text the rocks later or nearest time. That so now I just work out how big we want it. I think we go 4, and I'm gonna mask air, which means I'll only replace air, and that should give us some rocks about this big. My oh, I should have got rid of the grass first. Let me get rid of this as well. My idea for this past here, because obviously it's not going yet, is it sort of fades out into a rocky area. Um, how's the easiest way to do this? By hand, I guess I can add them back in. So I think do // remove near short grass. Is it short? Yeah, it's just do short grass. So we go to about 25 blocks. No, not really short grass. It's fun. There we go. So I think that's gonna put perfectly because still got up to obviously there's a bit of a line here which is weird, but we've now got nice areas to do this. So these chickens, it's not looking good for them, but yeah, I feel slightly bad about that. We do need to build ourselves up this terrain. Um, yeah, it didn't go well for the chickens, did it? Just in one, but just floating feathers. So, this bring it out here. Then we go even higher in the middle. Now this is obviously very rough at the moment, but to the shape, I quite like that. Could grab some stone, just go around. This is a long process, but I'm gonna do more work on this terrain when we get to this. I'm kind of planning on work our way along this island, so this terrain's not gonna be the one of the first things you do. It's gonna be a bit later on that we're working on that, but I'll still get the shape worked out, I think. Here, I'm just trying to maintain the previous water feature that was here. So, yeah. The main thing we're trying to do when we're spacing these out is remove the shapes. It looks a bit less like I just used some world edit and a bit more like actual terrain. Now, you might just decide you quite like the look of it, and to be honest, for terrain, take these rocks, you might want to keep a nice curved shape, but I think there's definitely some places where a bit of smoothing out definitely helps. I've only been going for a few minutes, but already that looks quite a lot better, and we'll keep working on it and sort of fix the bits I didn't fully work out here, some areas, but we'll work on them later when we get. But for now, probably good. You know what I will do? Get another brush Go for BRC again. I'm gonna go for put some grass on top. And this one we're gonna do quite small. We're gonna go maybe go for one, and then this time we're gonna mask stone instead of air because this is gonna replace it. And this is where there's a massive advantage to doing it in a jungle biome because it gets beautiful colour grass. I'll do for the tree for now, considering we'll add more on it later. It's obviously a bit dodgy in places, but I think that's good for now. Get rid of that. I think that's all the planning stages. Some of these trees I've left in, and we'll probably replace these custom trees. Some palm trees go lovely here. Got a lot of building to work out, but I think that's it. So thank you. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Please show appreciation overall. I really appreciate it. Every like, comment, subscribe, I notice them all. And I mean, for you it's free, so you might as well just do it. Now, this is how you plant a village. This is more for me, but also I hope you'll be able to get some tips from that if you want to do it on your own. If you're doing one in your world, tell me about it down below in the comments. But that's all from me now. See you next episode. Bye.